Relationship.
Say that
Yeah,
all the time.
relationship is
That's the
really
research.
important.
So our social work team would like to talk about the difference between counseling or therapy and being a good friend to somebody.
And just what therapy is in general.
So I have a feeling that we're all going to actually describe this a little bit different. So why don't we do that and see what comes out?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. I would say that therapy is a unique and special relationship where one person comes to understand themselves and the social worker is there to try to understand the person that's coming to therapy. And it is a relationship where you are able to be most gradually you start feeling more and more free to be more and more yourself in therapy as you begin to form a relationship with the therapist. You often begin to feel very at ease with that person, and so much so that you're often willing to talk about things in ways that you may not have done before, even tentative ways, even ways that you would never even think of speaking to your best friend about, just to almost like trying on a hat. And in this exercise, you begin to understand yourself differently.
And one of the things that I think is really key, a difference between having a therapist and a good friend, is that the therapist is objective. They're not part of your everyday life, and therefore they're able to see the problems from a different angle. And I think certainly part of counseling is also being a problem solver, and also I think looking at your life, the patterns in your life, and then also the different paths that you can choose, and looking down that road with you of potentially where is that going to lead based on what choices you make. But by being objective, it's a non-judging relationship. So rather than being a family member or a friend who might be biased and want to sway you to a certain choice, the therapist is essentially wanting your best interests, of course, but also allowing you the freedom to make the choices that you choose to make and still being there for you because it's a therapeutic relationship.
Mm-hmm. I think that's really important. A lot of people that I see, they say, well, tell me what to do, right? And so I see a big part of working with us and being in therapy is us just really supporting you to make the decisions that you think are best. And sometimes that's a really novel experience to have to think about what you would do, like you said, because we're sort of flooded with all these external influences, and sometimes we just lose faith in our ability to make good choices and to really instinctually know what we need to do in a situation, and then we just support you in making that come into effect.
And I think I'd like to add that in the context of a therapeutic relationship, real change happens. And that change is based on a professional knowledge base. We're all professionals, we've all been to school, we've all studied psychology, sociology, anthropology, political science, and many other things besides. And we take our knowledge and wisdom and we try to support other people to make changes in their life, real change in their lives. Mm-hmm. And that's different from any friendship that I've ever had.
So I'm not sure if it was already covered, but also in regards to that, family members and friends have their own agendas in regards to decisions we make. And I think that's really different. And a good example of that would be, for example, a parent with a child, maybe wanting them to go to college or university, and that, teenager or 20-ish-year-old perhaps maybe saying, I want to go my own way, and trying to figure out what their own way is, regardless of what their parents' hopes, dreams, and expectations are for that adult child of theirs.
Great. So if you have questions about social work, you can contact any one of us or speak with your family doctor about, but we'd be pleased to see you if you need to see us.